Hi, my name is Mark Pauls. I'm your instructor for statistics, and this is a short video on the basic commands that you should know in Excel to do basic statistical analysis. Okay, I have created templates for you, and they are built to ease the process for the course. Okay, I don't want you worrying about all the calculations. We got technology to do calculations for you. What I want you to focus on is what happens when the numbers in the data set change. What does the mean mean? What does the variance mean? What does standard deviation mean? So I've built these templates for you in Excel, so you're not doing the math by hand. Every semester I have someone that decides they don't want to do Excel, they want to do this by hand. I recommend using the templates and learning the Excel commands. That will save you much time. There are many calculations that go into these processes and much rounding. Even if you did everything right and you rounded, at some point in time, the roundings are going to catch up with you. So please use the technology. So this video, we're going to learn the basic Excel commands for statistics. When you see a problem like this, where you need to find mean, median, sum of squared deviations, variance, standard deviation. Okay, a couple different ways you can go about this. One, you can open up the data in Excel. Slide that over. Flip it down a bit. And then, using the template, you can copy that data in. So highlight the data, Control C. And then when I paste over here, I try to paste using the value. Okay? When you do that, the way the template is built, you're going to get a plethora of information here. What this deviation represents is we found the mean. The deviation is the difference between this data point and the mean. And we do that for every data point in the set. So your positives are above the mean, your negatives are below the mean. This squared deviation is this value squared. And the reason we do that is we want to get rid of the negative signs. If you look over here now, everything we have is positive. Okay? Using the mean, we have the command equals average. This was built for you. But if you type in equals average and then highlight the cell, as you type it in, these commands will pop up for you, and then you highlight the data, it's going to give you the same value you have over here. Now, these are things that you need to know because in modules 3, 4, 5, and down the way, there are times that you're going to have to find the mean and find the variance, and you may or may not have a template set up for you to do so. Okay, so the basic commands we're going to want to learn. Equal median is the same situation here. The sum of the squared is that you add these up right here. And here's another nice, you can see with your Excel, you have it highlighted here. You can see our 96.889. Now the variance, what we're learning early on is the difference between populations and samples. If you know every piece of your data set, every single piece, then you're working with a population. And that takes a lot of guesswork out of it. If you don't, so say for example, you have the entire second grade of a school, and that's all you care about is the second grade. You know every value in place, you're working with the population. Okay? But if you pull 3 or 4 kids from each class and use them as a sample to represent the population, now you're working with a sample. And the difference is how precise we can be. If you know all the data, then you're obviously very precise. If you don't, we're making educated guesses. So when you find, in this case, we know all the data set. We know all of it. So we're using variance for a population and standard deviation for a population. If we did not, we would use variance for a sample, standard deviation for a sample. And the difference is when we add up the squared values, we're either going to divide by n, in this case, which is 9, sample size. For a population, we divide by 9. For a sample size, we divide by n minus 1. Okay, our degrees of freedom. We don't know. We're making an educated guess here. So we're going to divide by n minus 1, and that is the difference between a sample and a population for both the standard deviation and the variance. Okay, but back to the basic commands. Your equals, AVERAGE. As you type them in, they should start to pop up. So if you want to find the median, and then highlight your data. If you want to find, say this is a sample, we start typing equal, you start everything with an equal sign, and then highlight the data. Now, as we roll, and we'll have videos on it, okay, so you can see the difference here. The variance in a population is 10.76, but in a sample, it's 12.11. We are giving ourselves room for error because we're working with a sample. That's the difference, okay? Try to get a basic understanding of these commands. You will need them down the way just a little bit. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. While you're working here, obviously, you can, the other thing you can do is if you don't want to copy the data, I mean, you can just simply type those data pieces into each cell. So, you know, as you work, type in each data point, and this will update. One of the nice things with the templates is, what if you made a mistake and you misentered a data point? Okay, now if you were doing all this by hand, you would have to go through a lot of work again. What if that was supposed to be 25? Well, now that's all we do. We change that, and we have all our output immediately calculated for us. So I use technology. I built these to decrease the anxiety. Please use them. Okay? This is just a basic video on the basic commands, average, median. If you wanted to find the mode, B equals mode. And you can find, you know, I just use the generic, to be honest. So that tells you our mode for this data set is 36. It's the one that occurs most commonly. There's variance for a population and for a sample, standard deviation for a population and a sample. Type in the command and then highlight the data, and you're good to go. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks. Have a great day.